Alright, welcome everybody. It is your stream host, Shallon Pretzels, and today I would like to welcome you all to Dragon Punch 13. We're getting things started with a little recap pre-show that we like to do before the start of every single Dragon Punch. I'm going to give you the real quick rundown of what's going on in the good state of Ohio with our top SF5 player competition. I'm going to go ahead and get started with this in just a moment. I just want to take care of a few things with one of our commentators real quick. I'm just gonna let him know I'm gonna be doing this. Alright, so with that all taken care of, we can get started on the good old analytics, the good old numbers. It's the reason why I do this, to give us a little bit of an analytical insight into what's going on in Ohio. So, last week, Dragon Punch 12, our glorious Columbus champion, Mr. One Life to Play, last week, One Life to Play Black Lives Matter, Hitman, took it. He defended the state against probably some of our most formidable competition yet. You can see just from the looks of this this top 4 graphic alone, Hitman had a lot of competition going into in the last week, fighting against New York City's Tega, Cleveland's David Swoops, and Cleveland's True Guy. We actually got to see the appearance of Mr. True Guy for the first time in the Dragon Punch. So at the very least, all of the Team Cleveland members have played, but we gotta wait for True God to actually win one. So I don't think he entered today, but True God, if you're watching this, we're waiting. But anyway, Hitman won last week. So what does that do for the championship numbers? Well, Hitman is still behind Core Jam in terms of like the number of wins that they've achieved overall in the Dragon Punch. Core Jam's still at 5 wins, Hitman's still at 4. But now the city of Columbus, with Hitman and Setman combined and Akron just having Core Jam, both cities are now tied up for most number of wins for a Dragon Punch Online. So far, the champions are all from different cities in Ohio, so we've so far done a really good job at defending the state. So far so good. I believe last week we had No Good Citizen, who's from Indianapolis. I cannot talk today. Indianapolis, and New York City's own Tega, as I mentioned earlier. So there were a couple of people from out of state last week that would have easily had a potential chance of shaking things up in a bracket, but we defended the state once again. So pretty much only like these two graphs right here tend to be like most of the same. A lot of these guys are character specialists. These guys that keep winning Dragon Punch again and again tend to stick with the same characters, tend to be like the same players. But from the looks of it, we could see a potential shift in power in terms of which city is dominating the Dragon Punch numbers. Could we see Columbus take it over Akron? We'll see. We'll see. I'm actually going to take a real quick look at the bracket as it is right now and refresh it real quick. All right, so far we got about 10 entrants this week. I'm seeing a couple new names in here, a couple familiar faces as well, players that I recognize from different regions, different cities. We got Core Jam again, previous DPO champion, and Town Crier and Royal X Flame from Akron. We have Cincinnati's Headache. We got the as well, who's also from Cincy. We got Ryan Vile and Johnny Fappleseed from Columbus. DJ Vegetal, who I believe is from Cleveland, and Inve Xeon AZN. I don't know where you're from. This is a new guy. So, couple of new names. Johnny Fappleseed and this dude Haven and Zeta Slow haven't entered the Dragon Punch before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how these players will perform today. Looking at our entrance statistics, last week saw a lot of additional variation in terms of like city representation. First of all, I'm slowly narrowing down like this unknown category for the players that have entered. We still have like at least a quarter of players who have entered Dragon Punch where we have no idea where they're from. So they're still down here. I'm pretty sure. I know a number of these players are from. In fact, the is from Cincy. So let me update this. I thought I already did that. Yeah, so that's fixed. But we still got Blaze, Cheesy 2, Covenant Rampage, Dat Hambone, Durzo, who I believe is from Cleveland, and Hungry Wolf, Garland. I feel like I should know where those two are from, but I just don't have those. I don't have the information for those two yet. I'll have to look into that in a moment once we get things underway. But excluding the unknown category, the unknown regions, Cleveland's still topping it out for most entered. Well, Cleveland tops it out for the city with the most entrants in a Dragon Punch. And when they get a champion, I always say this every single goddamn week. When will Cleveland take it? Because right now it's just making them look bad. I mean, 12 Dragon Punches. Columbus and Akron dominating. We got a little bit of Toledo and Cincy. Cleveland, where are you at? Where are you at? Yeah, Columbus, topping it out for the number of times that the person from Columbus has been in grand finals of a Dragon Punch. So they are now the resident king of this category, of this statistic. Cleveland is barely edging it out for the number. Again, barely edging out over Akron in terms of like the number of times that a person from their city has entered, and that number of times that the Cleveland person has been top 4. Like, I don't even have to say it. If you look in these like top 4 graphics for all the Dragon Punches that we've had thus far, there are a couple of Cleveland names in here. David Swoops, THTV, I believe Lord Black Sage and Little Guru are from Cleveland. Actually, no, wait. I can look this up. Cleveland. Yeah, Little Guru, Lord Black Sage, both from Cleveland. Columbus, but yeah, we got a bunch of Cleveland people in here. Big Boots as well is also Cleveland. Shingun, Cleveland. So yeah, a lot of Cleveland players have gotten into top 4s of Dragon Punch. It's just that they haven't won, and that's the heartbreaking thing. They've gotten close a couple of times. David Swoops has gotten into grand finals a couple of times. THTB has been in grand finals a couple of times too. So there's that. It's kind of difficult for me to like make. It's kind of difficult for me to like make this kind of argument for Cleveland to be the champion in the near future, but let's look at the bracket right now and like kind of equate like where the odds are. So at present, I think we got another player who was added to the Green Ranger. Okay. So at the moment, Cleveland only has, to my knowledge, because I don't know where these new guys are from, DJ, Green Ranger, and that's it. Now, Green Ranger has broken top 4. I think he got 3rd. Let me check. Green Ranger has broken top 4, I believe, in Dragon Punch 8. Yeah. So Green Ranger got top 3 that time, and that's been his highest placement so far. That was also a very weird tournament as well. We had no Team Cleveland members. We had 2 Akumas. We had a bunch of Geefs. I don't know how like this image came to be. but it happened. Ohio, what the hell? Okay. So that just looking at this, I'm thinking if I were to go off of each of these players' previous history as far as I am aware of, as well as my knowledge of their relative levels of skill, Core Jam is very likely to be this week's champion. I don't think that there's really like any argument against that. I can look up, you know what? I'm gonna look up these like new names. Zeta Slow and Invazion. Oh my god, he's gonna make typing that name into CFN living. Ugh. But let me type these two names into CFN and let me see exactly where they're at. Okay, Invazion. Okay, it's like every other letter is okay. So Zetaslow is a Ultra Bronze. Okay. So, okay. Invazion. AZN. Gamers, why do you type your names like this? Okay, so Invazion is a silver Ryu. So we got an Ed player, and we have a Ryu. I think in terms of where they're seated, it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I believe what Core Jam tends to do if he doesn't know where people are from, I think he just tries to see people based off of like the CFN ranks. If there's no previous tournament history and if there's no like previous like knowledge of where they are from in Ohio, if they are from Ohio, then yeah, there's really like not much I can say about that. Yeah, the only reason why I don't have like, why do I not have ad blocker on this thing? Oh, right, I'm trying to be nice and support my other streamer friends and make sure they get ad revenue. But yeah, ads aside, why is this ad like everywhere? Jesus, go. Stop seeing this ad. Not interested. Go away. Okay, Adobe Creative Cloud. I can live with this. I can live with this. Where's I going with this again? Oh yeah. So Core Jam very likely to win this tournament. The bracket's looking to be one that doesn't really favor many other potential champions. Core Jam's attended a couple of Columbus's weeklies, so I'm not really too worried about him running up against Johnny Fappleseed. Green Ranger is a guy that he fights against on a very regular basis, and unless Corey's playing like some sort of sub character, he might play Seth if he's feeling really generous. Then I could possibly see Green Ranger taking it in like a weird like one-off scenario, but if those two were to ever run it back later on in bracket, I don't think that's gonna happen. Trying to think of like really the main question is who's the rest of the top four gonna be? That's the big question. Because I feel like it could be like Ryan Vile has been, I haven't told him this. Ryan Vile is a player from Columbus that I used to run into quite a bit online, and then I didn't because he's been leveling up. He's been improving as a player, and in fact, one of the matches I'm looking forward to seeing, based on my predictions for this matchup right here, I'm curious to see what Headache and Ryan Vile's match would be like. A Kage, Honda, occasionally Geef against a Laura. I would be very much interested into seeing how those two would stack up, because Headache's around the same rank where I'm at. I think he's in Platinum, getting really close to Super Platinum though, but he is in Platinum right now. And Ryan Vile, I believe, is Diamond or Super Diamond on that particular account. So I would be interested in seeing how those two would fare against each other. I'd imagine that the Kage matchup for Laura is probably one that Laura would tend to excel in. Kage, very stuffy buttons. probably not going to be the best at like checking Malora's fake stuff. But we'll see. I have faith in Headache as a player that he could potentially turn this around. So that would be it's one matchup I'm looking forward to. Honestly, the only things that I've seen from Johnny have been like a couple of brief snippets of him fighting Hitman, Columbus's very frequent champion at their locals on a very regular basis. So I don't really know what I can say about Johnny as a player compared to Green Ranger. But I think this particular set right here could help determine who is in top 4 potentially. I don't know. Actually, not considering where everyone is in bracket right now, whether they got a bye to round 2 or whether they're in round 1 right now, I could very easily see top 4 of tonight's bracket, and you can quote me on this. I could see it being Core Jam, the I really don't want to say this, but Green Ranger, and then either Ryan Vile or Headache. That's how I see this potential top 4 kind of running down to being. Gonna potentially be those 4 players.